dabba dooba dabba doo doo boom 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 ba dab boo doo 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 da 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 bo wow 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 zook the bucket zook the bucket zook the bucket zook the bucket the boom the girl about all right. You know, mate, it's just about that time again for your favorite heavy metal hour. Your happiest heavy metal happy hour of power. This is a non-denominational rock and roll church that anyone on this terrestrial rock flying through space and time at thousands and thousands of miles an hour. Well, I'd love for you to put your hands together for the man, the myth, the antique smudgeon, Frank, Freak of Nature.
What is happening? I've got a bunch of cheesy graphics for you tonight. I've got a number of things that probably shouldn't be overly broadcast. And I've got a little bit better of a handle on this, well, circus that is binary code and voltage. I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 9 of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power, where we're going to talk about a number of things. Those things may include your favorite drum fill, a series of drum parts organized together to produce a changeover. Maybe, listen to the awesomeness. Some bass elements. We've got about 20 seconds here. Let's see if the notes can prevail. But in today's episode, we're going to talk about double bass kits. We're going to talk about logos, team spirit, and new types of music. What kind of new types of music are you finding yourself looking for? I know there's not enough, because I have. Oh!
What have you been looking for, hippie boy? What have you been looking for?
Well, we've been looking for all of the super saucy elements. And as we gear into another episode, we may find this. The sweetest, most awesome control of any device. It's volume control. And when you allow these ever so epic visuals to trips merrily into your fubao, into your mind, you find a place where you do see the awesomeness of ultraviolet light crossing with all of the various color configurations. I always mention UV because it's the funnest lighting configuration. Lighting UV, magenta, get out of here. It's just absolutely rocket surgery. I heard a great line the other day. I was trying to throw out saving the world one frequency at a time, and somebody said, "Yeah, 'cause you guys aren't rocket surgeons." It's a tip of the hat to Elon Musk, who's still having a hard time being accepted by the, well, global rocketeering community, because I guess that's probably a pretty hard place. What in the crap? So I'm just going to... That was a miracle. I jumped off of the media player just to actually double check a volume control, and, well, the heavens shine there. Heaven, let your the light shine down. Heaven, let the light shine down. Heaven, let the light. We were joking about at a location in Brooklyn, flying the various flags of the countries, and everybody's getting very touchy-feely. It's it's high time you guys read another episode of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power transcripts. They are a riot. It is a hoot and holler in good vernacular and grammatically challenging time. You find yourself in all kinds of tongue twists, looking up words in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary or any of the thesauruses that are available out there, any of the fine publications that enable graphical novels to be found and liquefied and inserted into your cranium, one bit of binary code and voltage at a time. This is my favorite segment of the show is when we get the show warmed up. What I'd prepared for you guys today is a big hello. There's a number of new subscribers. Be sure to like and subscribe. The purpose and the intent of this, I'm a bit, we're thoroughly exhausted today. It was, there's lyrics. Today was a good day. I didn't have to use my, we'll blank that out for all you children. You guys know what's up. It's a very old school reference. But Ice Cube has written all kinds of media in the early days when we didn't have necessarily just data stream after data stream. You had to work for it. If you wanted to listen to a vinyl record, well, by golly, gee willikers. Let's see if I can get this thing to fall over. But there's a really great reference at the end of that video that holds up now. And with all of the tech, all of the new tech, old tech, unknown tech, you've got to hope that you don't have to use your, Tech 9 or whatever. It was, I didn't have to use my AK. Today was a good day. That's some pretty heavy duty stuff. When you're a kid, you have no concept. There's probably, a space and time for all of us to find a space and time. Let's see if we can cue this up. What is going on there? Do we want this or do we want that? Let's see if this is even close. We've got a drum kit section that I was really excited to bring you guys. Well, bam! That would be, of course, the search engine will always prevail. If you give it any control, man, it's gonna, wow. RAM buffering. Let's see if we can even close the unnecessary window. And somehow, another freaking win it. Hi guys, good job. Your talent is effervescent. Let's see if we can jump back over there. Sure. I mean, it's up to you guys. It's your show at this point. Whichever Jimmy Billy, Bob, Jimmy Bo, Bob, and out on tour with the Apex Theory with Ada and Avo, the basic entire crew of that band. Let me tell you, these boys and girls. All right, we got. Wow, we pulled up the Pearl Drums website? When you're in a moment of wondering what kind of drums you should get your hands on, pearldrums.com. But we are just going to jump into a big photo bay. Oh, photo bay. Now, the purpose of this show is for me to bring some of the enjoyment that I've gathered just in these decades of trying to figure it out and stumbling through most any and all junctures. I didn't come from really high finance, moderate, man. We're safely searching for drum kits, Pearl drums, double O's, bass, double bass kits, and it's like, hey, we're gonna moderate that. And this is a newly built Windows 10 machine, which is not any of your wonderful Linux flavored Ubuntu type devices, but I've been using Ubuntu for a bit, and it's terrible, but it does data storage, and unless you have a million gigs of RAM in your device, it's pretty clunky, but knock on the hood, it hasn't completely failed. Let's see if we can just jump on that. Or I could just throw it down here, sneak it into the shot, hit it. Oh, look at, wow, yes, tons of drums. Ah, behold, I send you out sheep amidst the wolves. I think we found our new official background. But this is what I was going to do a moment ago, is see if we could, uh-oh, no love. What? Oh, wow, we're becoming partially functional as a data provisioner. But that's the glimpse into the mind of a drummer. Now, most of those kits that you took a gander on, I think, are all entirely Pearl drum kits. Pearl makes an amazing shell. They like Sonar or Tama or Yamaha or Ludwig. Ludwig. It's not Ludwig van Beethoven. I mean, you can say it like that, but they're just Ludwig drums, man. They're all legendary companies. Their hardware is well tooled and finely thought of. Their shell configurations, where they're using birch and maple, and now all these very like monkey stick magic woods from, really, places where the wood would either rot or not be preserved correctly if it wouldn't find, this type of process. But I've always been a Pearl drummer, and my shells are getting old. But because of basic shell maintenance and tightening of lugs and keeping your heads configured and remembering the all classic smoke on the water, the boom, 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 da-da, top head, bottom head, da-da, da-da, little higher, little lower. The bottom head allows the top head to properly open and close the internal gate mechanism, so your attack, sustain, decay, and release are all nice, and the tom doesn't just ring infinitely, and it doesn't sound like a too teeny tiny little bass drum, because that's all they really are. And oh, you know what? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. We have control. Hotkeys are the key to the universe, if they work. Oh, CRASH. If you're a real metal drummer, you know what it's like to want to have 4 or 5 little cymbals, from 6, 8, 10, 12 before your hats and whatnot. But Crash World is always a delightful thing. Tell me what your favorite configurations are. Do you have any kick, snare, rack, floor over a giant kit? Or like me, I move between both a lot. I have a little trap kit set up behind me that was drums collected from basically the trash here in Brooklyn, which is mind-boggling that people would take. I think they know we're gonna find it. It's like the universe trying to give you a little hint and allegation. Let's see if we got any control here. Excellent. So this next cut is a dear attaches colleagues informing it. Hang on, you just watched a mild stroke occur. Get it together, man. Get it together. Hour of power with Frank Freak of Nature Beasley. Now let's see if we can X this out and just get back into the bay. Sitting in the dock of the bay. All right, we got something there. We're going to see if we can gather. No wonder this poor machine has that hellacious time ever functioning correctly. I just torment it. This is the future Oh, you know what we have here? We have a searcher. Looking for what you're looking for. You may never find it at all. You may just be searching infinitely for this. This is the future process. I'm Frank Freakin' Nature. I want you to get out, take a deep breath, let the kitty cats in. It's just about 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
You know what that is? That sweet sound, the delicate sounds of thunder. Now, when you think about a humongous drum kit of thunder from the gods, well, the universe, brought to you in part by the multiverse, would like to bring you this episode of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power, with total cadence, a total regard for social etiquette and protocol, and, well...
Can I have the show back, man? Jeez. The universe always stealing the show. But you've got to look up at the sky. I'm sure you got back inside. Now this. Some of my dearest memories are walking in the rain, looking for love in all the wrong places. But this is the super nerdy. Take a deep breath.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, it's Jesus from Williamsburg. You guys doing a great track, aren't you now? I just made it off the outro.
Alright, it's Jesus.
Hey, Jesus. Did you see the universe? Nah, I think you missed him, right? Because he's binary code and voltage. It's a Vogel effect. It is an amazing feat. Uh-oh, this calls for a nice swift. Gets a little dirty. Alright, guys, I'm going to bring this down. I want you to hold your ever-present horses, because it's about to get totally ridiculous. Well, this is one of the parts of the show. Well, we're just a few minutes in. $18, in fact. It's a little bit after 9:24. It's the 6th of October, 2019. Do you know what you're going to be for Halloween? Do you know where you're going to be for Halloween? Do you know why you're going to be where you're going to be, who you're going to be on Halloween? Or do you just look forward to these kind of holidays like I do and ride them like the tyrannical tsunami they are? Well, those tyrannical tsunamis are completely, incredibly, and possibly the funnest thing you can jump into. Well, this is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. I'd like to thank Kalos for bringing this riff home. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. What would you guys like to talk about? Show me in the comments below. I appreciate everybody for the downloads that have been happening on the, I guess, Vimeo and Stitcher and iHeart, and, well, we've got to get around to a few other things. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, what are you doing? Oh, he's taking a nap.
All right, Kyle, will you enjoy that nap? We'll see what Greg's up to.
Nope, he's napping too.
Oh, well. You, like I, spend your whole life looking for buttons. Button, 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 button. Here the purpose of this show is to minimize the necessity of, let's see if we can get that little flare, that big old lens flare. It's coming. Oh, look at him go. I think I broke the hotkey. Oh, that's glorious. Look at the beam of light running through my skull. It's showing my infinitesimal point. There you go. By the glory of the entire multiverse. So, in previous episodes, we've talked about various stories, introduced various sound effects and samples and audio recordings from various shows. Now, the thing that I find to be the most intriguing about the recorded live art form, may it be ballet or, black metal, are logos. everybody's got a logo. Do you remember where you were when you first used a Kinko's printing machine copier to make your rock and roll flyers? These are the 90s and 2000s. And wait, still to this day, because if you're being effective, well, you know, print media is where it's at. Digital media is unfortunately ruling the world. As a result, you see this. I'm being mesmerized by the... hang on, I need a nap. Okay, that was fantastic. Now, what is the word naup? N-O-U-P. Naup. It's like, now we're going to be proceeding forth. You know, there's I was going to say a metric expletive ton of us that can't quite find the content stream, the data stream, the non-reality show. I mean, I'm not going to try to sound like I have any idea of a stream of consciousness or he's got his pulse directly. Like in my early days, being slightly affiliated with a really well-known publication, I was completely blown away by just how much treachery and general tomfoolery. And that's why when you think about things like drum kits, you think about sweet lovin', man. I mean, you can't mess with that. It's just delightful. I mean, let's see what this does. Well, bam! And we're back. Let's see if we can poppy pop. You like my little, obvious Windows 10 magic? The RAM buffer is so slow you can see the hotkey strikes. It's, the 6th of October, 2019. Do you remember where you were last year, this time? I was actually tuning up a rack floor, and it's really this kit, which is a kick snare tom. It's like a super cocktail kit, a supreme. It's the Devil's Advocate drum kit. Like you could just roll this thing around the city and kick some mad awesome beats all over the block. So anywho, I think at this point I was gonna play one of my earlier songs. I did prepare, since we're talking about drum kits, the kind of things you can perform on a drum kit are, well, it's pretty astonishing. And this tune represents 10 minutes of single take. This is Reverence to the Unforsaken. I was like a 19-year-old kid. This is literally 20 years ago. When we recorded on analog tape at this point, analog tape was $200 a reel. Now it's even more, even less. Enjoy this track. This is Prophecy, Forces in a Darkened Age, and this is a very good example of hard work on a drum kit.
As we walk down broken paths, the trees were dying, symbolizing this life as it's brought to me. Lacerated from the mind, alive, manipulating mankind. Vicious intent prevail, now the same, now the second.
trees and the shadows.
Lacerated from the mind, how I manipulated mankind. The shots and death prevail, manifesting.
I'm forsaken and alone.
Every night, I close my eyes, and the memory of a distant time. Of all that's forgone, now the rising of the many stress, I'm being stricken, and I regret surviving by the bloody moonlight. Cast away the years that passed. Finally, redemption at last.
Gaze to the heavens far above me, succumbing to the feeling of
Immortality, so real. Not dwelling upon your uncertainty. The poor streets that are keeping your best stress. I'm being stricken, and I am calling of the night. Surviving by the bloody moonlight. Cast away the years that pass. Finally, redemption at last.
destruction, corruption, and lies. Living by tension, feeling the strains, like our weak foundation has given way. Into this grand illusion that this immaculate lie will crumble and run with time. Remembering the days that passed as we walked down the broken paths. The trees were dying, symbolizing as light as it's brought to be.
Lacerated from the mind, how I manipulated mankind. Distrust and deadly veil, manifesting.
I'm forsaken at the road.
Well, I'll be Jiminy Cricket. 1999 May, that was released before we went off to college. Now, I truly believe that some things just are best left in the past. Those songs got out, made it all the way out to Los Angeles. We got some good opinions. But it showed us that you need to stay in school, kiddies. Learn a craft, learn a trade. Really, as this show progresses and I get a little bit better at getting the device to do all the magic so we can bounce between stuff. That's a far cry from a trap kid, of course, but a bloody trap kid. If you know Max Weinberg of the Max Weinberg 7 or Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, these are like some of the most well-known trap kit drummers. But it's the efficiency of movement, it's the enjoyment of playing, and it's really a preference that every drummer has to come up on their own. Wow, there's some really fantastic kits. Pearl's shell configurations and the Omni mounts and all the the Opti mounts. I mean, there's so many ways now to float the drums freely where Tom's really take on just a monstrous ability. It's you know what it is? It's Bloody Sunday, Bloody Sunday, October 6th, 9:42 Eastern Standard Time. 6:42 over there on the West Coast. I hope you guys are kissing that beautiful Californian sky. I miss living out there. Oh, man, it'd be great to go to the Rainbow tonight and have some calamari and maybe like just a decent ale. Any ale. And like 15 shots of Jaeger. Oh, man. Oh, whoa. You caught me daydreaming. Just taking a nap on cam. This took years to come together. This took trillions of drum hits millions of Tom Fills, and I mean, just so many leaps and bounds to grow into, whatever it is I've become today. But this next song, I think we're going to jump into something that's really, really fun. Gosh, I wish I got to get Mikey on the phone and figure out how to get Universal Music Group to give us access to the database. We've got this is episode 9 of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. I'm Frank Freak of Nature, and it always amazes me how long it takes me to pick a song for you wonderful folks. Look at this. What do we got there? Oh, there's all kinds of oldies and goodies. This is really neat how you can sneak these little guys in here while Oh, you know what I almost forgot? We went to a very well-known El Restaurante today, and I think I'm fighting half a cold. So you guys remember to take your vitamins. It is key. Eat good, sleep good. Meditate. All right, we're going to thank Brother Carlos here. And this next song, it's probably one of your favorites now because this is one of your sing-alongs, and this is when you get to, in whatever location you're in, work on some cool vocal parts. But where is the big three, so we can get this done so I can go to bed? All right. This is my favorite part of the show. I'm going to jump up here. All right. I've been noticing that you guys are participating in traffic a little better. That we're all trying to do our part. That it's not becoming that difficult to, put the cell phone down, look up, wave at each other, and move along. But it is time for you to like and subscribe. And go out to a local music store. Preferably find a mom and pop shop if you can. There's a bunch up here. Like Main Drag Music. Woo! Main Drag Music. Brooklyn, New York. I want you guys to know this episode was brought to you in part by Pearl Drums, Zildjian Cymbals, Axis Pedals, Elysios Electronics, Proco and Mogami Cable, all built by me or some of our awesome friends or families. Both females and males, all types of creatives. But it's your turn, it's my turn, to enjoy a working title. It's Black Widow. And you enjoy yourselves. This is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. This is a shorty that should have queued. There you go. Enjoy it, boys and girls. I'll warm you up and show you what is. Oh, we got the time for more breaking gears of your tail. Now your turn! I can't hear you! What? Gimme, gap, gimme, gap, ow! Well, hot damn. This moment brought to you in part by Max Headroom, one of our favorite digital characters from the 80s. The original deep fake. Oh, yes. Deep as, well, faux gets. Oh, that word fake. Anyway, I'm Frank Freakin' Nature. This is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power, and I'd like to welcome you guys to the ending portion. We're going to wrap this one up a little early today. I'm feeling a little saucy, like I should go for a run in Prospect Park and find Peter's tree. You know, I've never found that tree, and if anybody wants to join me on an epic adventure, that would be super delightful. I think I would not mind that one bit. And this orb here
represents the awesomeness that is the universe. Yes, oh, your favorite universe. Let's get that big logo up there, boy. Alrighties, boys. Boy, alrighties. You have the S at the end. Okie dokie.
Well, you know, sometimes shorter is better than longer. Bigger is better than faster. And when you're here in the city and you want it fast, cheap, and easy, you only get to pick two. I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever heard. You want it fast? Well, it ain't going to be cheap and easy. You want it easy? Well, it's going to be fast and cheap. You know, that's a good algorithm for life.
Generational slaves, longer languishing the mercy of corrupt masters. Strength of identity, dignity, domain, with the first rings of decay.
The shadows corrode. Once recipes of burden, now are reckoning false. Strength of faith and pain of relics forever lost. Watches of oppression affecting nature's course. Life with the taste of victory, but at what cost?
Not before long, set about to build on their accomplishments. Living life, gloating and decadent. How quickly they forgot their bloody path to freedom. A mutation of ideals ensued, and the promise of light rapidly extinguished. It became the end of glory, and the beginning of the end to all.
Mankind! And once recipes of burden, now one desperate force. Strength of faith and pain of relics forever lost. Watches of oppression affecting nature's course. Life with the taste of victory, but at what cost? Why? How could ignorance so soon prevail?
massive finality. Now sway the leaves of the darkest night and whisper sweetly to no one's heart and nothing. In ocean dominion storm, in love's great browsing souls are laid waste. Pray for them. Cherish not was that time of light, and so lost forevermore. To suffer the depths of despair. Why? How could greed so soon prevail in a people that demon tales could tell? Cherish not was that time of night. Cherish not was that time of night. Big warnings, seasides, brace the rain, lead the blind. More than ever, keep a close, watchful eye. For the dark side of human endeavor, what an instant change forever could be. Something worthwhile and which endless can never regain. In our essence, the wax and weight of purpose often confounds. And so, through time, better to drift along in delirium. Pray not for those who squander the gift of light. Pray not for those who squander the gift of light.
Holy Jiminy Cricket. You know, this has been another fantastic episode of the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. Unfortunately, we're going to close this episode out with some somber news that it comes to my attention that Lord Ginger Baker passes at 80 today. I'm going to use good old Reddit to verify this information. And yes, that is in fact correct. Wild and Brilliant Cream Drummer states entertainment source. Now, the one thing I can tell you is that the White Room changed it all for all of us. And on that epic note, we're going to wrap it up a few minutes early. This is not a short one, but this is definitely for the long run. This goes out to all you awesome people out there trying to make music with your friends and family. Remember, you can only practice making babies perfectly. There's no imperfect practice. One of the most awesome people that will remind me here in a bit when I harass him to get him on the show, because soon you will be watching some pretty legendary guests. Pray to the universe. Pray to the good.
You know what we're talking about, hippie. You better get them organized. I think Kyle, Gary, Greg, Chim, and Chimmy Boy have got them all right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they do. And on that note, I'm gonna see if we can get this to hop, skip, and a jump. It's pretty amazing how much torture a tiny little machine. Oh, that's gonna be a good completely excessive. Here we'll just leave it right there if we can get it to pause. Welcome to the Dream Fest. But no, seriously, Lord Ginger Baker out there, I hope you and Vinnie Paul are having a black tooth grin. Smile, it's black tooth grin. And we'll catch you soon. This is the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power. I always get cold feet closing out a show, so let me tell you, this is in fact the Heavy Metal Happy Hour of Power with the Frank Freak of Nature. Brought to you in part by Rock and Roll Secret Service Limited. Okie dokie. I will catch you guys on the flip side. And you guys, good night, Gracie. You guys, say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
We'll catch you guys soon. Ginger, let your wings fly, my man. Let your wings fly. Good night, Gracie. Oh, good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Hey, where's my burrito? Taco Man, send it through space and time.